You've felt it, haven't you? A change in the rhythm of your heart when you think of him. A quiet understanding that something unseen is unfolding, just beneath the surface, just out of reach. The angels say, he is holding something in his heart that even he cannot name. And it's about you. There's a reason he hasn't spoken yet. Not because he doesn't feel, but because he feels too much. He's been carrying a heavy silence filled with meaning, one that presses against his chest in the stillness of the night. And the angels whisper that this silence is sacred. It's the space where heaven works. You were not placed in his life by chance. No. You were planted like a seed, deep within the soil of his soul, meant to awaken what had long been dormant. And now that seed has begun to bloom, breaking open the places he sealed up long ago. He thinks of you, more than he'll ever admit. In moments of stillness, your face appears in his mind like light breaking through the mist. And with it comes a truth too vast to express, that you are not just a fleeting thought. You are the lesson, the mirror, the call to rise. The angels show me that he has prayed, not with words, but with longing. That his soul has cried out for clarity, and you showed up. Not loud, not forceful. Just there. Gentle, luminous, unsettling in your grace. And this is why he hasn't spoken yet. Because your presence unravels him. He is trying to find the words for something divine. But how do you describe a soul connection in a world of rushed hellos and casual goodbyes? The angels say, he sees you as the chapter he never thought he'd get to write. And now he's afraid of turning the page. Still, you must know this, he carries you. Not just in thought, but in essence. In the way he pauses before sleeping. In the ache he can't explain when he thinks of losing something he never claimed. You are the revelation that love can come back. That God still surprises us. And yes, he will speak. When fear releases its hold, and the soul takes over the narrative, his truth will arrive like rain on parched ground. Sudden, necessary, sacred. Until then, the angels ask for only this: hold space. Not with expectation, but with faith. For love born of spirit never forgets its way home. As it is written, eye has not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which God has prepared for them that love him. 1 Corinthians 2 verse 9. He doesn't push you away because he doesn't want you. He does it because your presence makes the walls tremble. The walls he's built over years of abandonment, betrayal, and self-doubt. The angels say, this isn't about you. It never was. It's about everything he hasn't healed. You triggered something. Not by being loud or demanding, but by simply being present, genuine, patient. And in that stillness, you touched the wound. The one even he forgot was still bleeding. He's afraid. Not of you, but of what you make him feel. Of what he might lose control over. Of how close you come to seeing the raw, unfinished parts of him. And that terrifies a man who has spent most of his life pretending he doesn't need anything. You see, he has conditioned himself to survive on emotional scraps. A bit of attention here, a quick connection there, enough to function but never enough to feel safe. Until you didn't offer scraps. You offered soul. And that's why he retreats. The angels show me his heart, half open, half frozen. They whisper, he is not rejecting you. He is rejecting the mirror you hold up. The mirror that reflects he is worthy, even when he doesn't believe it. There are parts of him that still think he's not enough. Not consistent enough. Not healed enough. Not ready enough. And these voices, they scream when love enters. Especially a love like yours. So instead of leaning in, he holds back. He might go silent. He might seem cold. But the angels urge you to see through it. Because what appears as distance is really fear wearing armor. Don't take this personally, dear soul. This is ancient pain. Generational. Carved deep into the fibers of his nervous system. And the closer you get, the louder it becomes. Not because you're wrong. But because you're right, the kind of right that changes everything. The angels want you to hear this. You are not the reason he hesitates. You are the reason he will eventually heal. But he needs time. To unravel. To unlearn. To remember who he was before fear convinced him that love had to be earned. So breathe. He's not broken, just in process. And your light is the first thing that has felt like hope in a long time. You've given so much of your heart, haven't you? And yet, you wonder if he sees it. If he notices how you soften your words, just to make it easier for him to stay. How you silence your own ache, just to hold space for his confusion. The angels pause here. They ask, when did you begin to believe that your love had to cost your peace? You were never meant to shrink so that someone else could stretch. This connection, as divine as it is, was never meant to ask you to forget yourself. The soul love you carry was designed to awaken, not abandon. And yet, here you are, questioning whether loving him means losing yourself. No. The angels say, your light is not a resource to be depleted. It is a sanctuary. And it must be honored, first by you. He may be in a process. He may be unraveling. But so are you. And your journey doesn't pause because he can't decide how to hold you. Your healing, your radiance, your joy, these are not negotiable. You matter, too. You are not just the one who understands. You are the one who deserves to be understood. Not just the one who waits, but the one who receives, who is filled up, who is seen and celebrated. The truth is, your energy has always been magnetic. He felt it. Even when he pulled away. He still feels it. That sacred, grounding frequency you carry. The quiet way your presence makes everything feel possible. That's why he's torn. Because even in his silence, you feel like home. But what good is a home that leaves you out in the cold? So today, let your angels remind you, you are not here to fix him. You are here to remember yourself. It's okay to rest. To reclaim. To pull your heart back from places it's been waiting too long. Love that is meant for you will not fade because you chose to care for yourself first. And when he's ready, if he's ready, he'll find his way not just back to you, but toward the version of you that no longer needs saving. Let that be your medicine. Let that be your return. He didn't expect to see himself when he looked into your eyes. But he did. Not the version he shows the world. Composed, confident, untouchable. No. You reflected something deeper. The parts he buried. The boy who wanted to be loved without condition. The man who fears being truly seen. And that's why he runs. The angels say, you became a mirror he wasn't ready for. And that mirror told the truth. There's a sacred kind of discomfort in being seen so clearly. It undoes the personas. It strips away the rehearsed lines. And it calls the soul forward, naked, trembling, honest. You didn't mean to do this. You simply existed in your truth. But truth, when pure, becomes a spotlight. It doesn't flatter. It reveals. And he wasn't prepared for what you revealed in him. His shadow rose. The grief he never grieved. The promises he never kept. The love he never gave himself. And your light made it impossible to hide. That's the ache you feel now. Because part of him is drawn to that light, moth to flame. And another part? It recoils. Not from you, but from what you stir up within him. The angels want you to hear this. His distance is not your failure. It's his resistance to his own growth. He is not avoiding you. He is avoiding the version of himself that would have to rise to meet you. And that rise? It requires everything he's unsure he can give. Courage, surrender, vulnerability. But the angels show a glimmer in his soul. A whisper of longing. He wants to rise. He just doesn't know how, yet. You were not sent to rescue him. You were sent to awaken him. And awaken him, you did. The cracks you see in him now are not signs of destruction. They are the openings through which light enters. Your presence was never an accident. It was a divine intervention. And the truth is, just as you reflect him, He reflects you too. Are there parts of you that you've hidden? Facets of your brilliance you've dimmed to fit in? The mirror goes both ways. Look. See. Return. This, dear soul, is not just his reckoning. It is yours. Something is shifting. You can't quite explain it, but you feel it in the silences. In the space between words, in the way his silence has changed. It no longer feels like retreat, it feels like reconsideration. The angels say, he is beginning to awaken. And the first thing he sees is you. Not just as the person he once knew, but as the one who never stopped holding the light. There's a trembling in him now. A quiet undoing of the lies he used to believe. That love must be earned, that closeness is dangerous, that being seen means being hurt. Your presence, patient, powerful, real, is disrupting all of it. He's remembering. Moments he dismissed. Feelings he minimized. The way his body softened when you laughed. The way his mind quieted in your presence. It's all coming back. Not with drama, but with clarity. And it terrifies him. Because the moment the soul awakens, the mind begins to question everything it thought it understood. The angels whisper, he is realizing you were never the distraction. You were the direction. The love you gave, not loud, not pushy, was never conditional. That's what makes it unforgettable. That's what makes it sacred. And now, in the quiet of his own reflection, he sees how hard he tried to outthink what can only be felt. He notices the way his breath changes when your name crosses his mind. The way your memory lingers in unexpected places. Songs, scents, the curve of a question he never asked out loud. And he's starting to wonder, what if she was never asking for too much? What if she was simply offering what I never believed I deserved? This is the beginning. Not of something rushed, but of something real. The angels show the first cracks in the armor. The subtle reaching. The longing he hasn't yet named, but can no longer deny. You may not see it clearly yet. But the energy is shifting. The space between you holds a different weight now, one charged with unspoken hope. And in this awakening, he does not rise alone. Something in you softens, too. Because you can feel him reaching, even without words. That's the gift of spiritual connection. It speaks in silence. It answers without sound. It moves before it explains. And now, it moves. He comes close, then pulls away. Again and again. And every time, your heart holds its breath. You wonder, is this the moment he stays? But it never quite is. The angels lean in now. They say, this is not rejection. This is rhythm. A soul wrestling with its own return. He doesn't know how to stay, not because he doesn't want to, but because staying would mean shedding everything he built to survive. And survival taught him that love could be dangerous. That closeness leads to collapse. So he comes, drawn in by your light, and retreats, pushed away by his fear. This is the dance. Not of games, but of growth. He tests the waters of your presence with every return. He tastes the safety. But safety, for someone who's only known chaos, feels unfamiliar. Suspicious, even. The angels show a loop. Not a circle of failure, but of progress. Every time he returns, something is different. He stays a little longer. He softens a little more. He listens, not just with his ears, but with his heart. And yet, the leaving still happens. Don't take that as regression. Take it as a process. His pattern is his teacher. His exits are not endings. They are pauses filled with questions. Can I let this in? Can I let her see me, truly? Each cycle breaks a little more of the shell. And the angels whisper, he is tiring of the running. He is beginning to crave the stillness your presence brings. But this is not a promise of permanence. This is a preparation for capacity. He is learning how to stay, slowly. How to be held without fear. How to feel without shutting down. And yes, how to return, not just to you but to himself. Your role was never to fix this cycle, only to honor your own pace within it. Because while he learns to stay, you must remember, you are not a waiting room. You are a whole temple. Stand in that truth. Let love come, and let it come clean. He never told you, but your love has been healing him. Not in loud declarations, not in dramatic moments, but in the quiet places. The in-between. The way you listened without rushing. The way you stayed without demanding. The way your heart offered refuge when his own felt like a storm. The angels say, your love entered places inside him that even time had forgotten. It wasn't your words. It was your energy. The kind that doesn't beg to be noticed, but transforms everything it touches. He felt it, long before he understood it. And it scared him. Because healing doesn't always feel good. It feels like truth. And truth exposes everything. He was used to numbness. Used to disconnect. Your presence broke through that. It softened what had been hard for too long. He didn't know what to do with that softness, so he pushed it away. Again. Then reached for it again. Because the soul always knows what medicine it needs. You didn't try to fix him. That's why your love worked. You just held space. Sacred space. A space where he didn't need to perform. Where he could fall apart and still be met with kindness. That is the kind of love that heals. And now, even from a distance, he still returns to it. In thought. In memory. In energy. You are his calm. His place of peace. The echo he returns to when everything else feels too loud. The angels say, he may never have had that before. And he may not know how to receive it yet. But he remembers it. Every day. You've taught him what love without conditions feels like. Not because you gave endlessly, but because you loved honestly. And that honesty? It left fingerprints on his spirit. Maybe he won't say it. Maybe he doesn't even fully know it. But something in him is mending, simply because you loved him without needing to be understood first. That, dear soul, is divine. That is the work only love can do. You've asked the heavens, why this path? Why this person? Why this ache that feels both sacred and uncertain? The angels answer now. And they do not whisper, they declare, you are not lost. You are being led. This connection was never meant to follow the logic of this world. It was carved in spirit. It was chosen before time. And because of that, it moves differently. Slower. Deeper. Guided. There are forces at work here you cannot see. Threads being woven in silence. Timelines aligning in invisible grace. The angels show me a hand, God's hand, turning every detour into direction, every delay into preparation. He doesn't always know what's pulling him toward you. But the pull is there. And it's divine. He senses you, even when you're silent. He feels the way your energy wraps around his edges, reminding him of something his soul remembers, even if his mind forgets. This is not coincidence. This is choreography. Every pause has been sacred. Every moment apart has served its purpose. And now, there is a stirring in the spirit realm. A gentle push. A soft, divine urge, return. Not just to each other, but to truth. To faith. To surrender. You, dear soul, have not loved in vain. You have planted seeds the wind could not scatter. And though your heart has carried unanswered prayers, the heavens have heard every one. And so I seal this chapter not with hope, but with holy certainty. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Let that be your ground. Let that be your guide. He wants to let you in. But love, real love, terrifies him in a way nothing else does. Not because he doesn't feel it, but because he feels it too deeply, too uncontrollably. And that depth threatens the identity he built to keep himself safe. The angels say, he carries wounds that were never named, only silenced. And now, you are the sound that stirs them. To love you would mean taking off the armor. And what if you see his doubt? His mess? The softness he buried because the world told him it was weakness? So he hesitates. You feel it. In the pauses between replies. In the way he looks at you, then looks away. In how close he gets, just to step back again. His soul is at war, desire versus defense. The angels show a small boy inside him, still waiting to be chosen, still fearing abandonment. He's built his adult life on the idea that if he stays distant, he stays in control. But you, with your light, your truth, your unwavering presence, you undo that control. He longs for the warmth you offer. But that longing competes with a lifetime of fear. Fear that if he leans in too far, he'll fall. That if he gives too much, he'll lose himself. And yet, he keeps returning. The angels whisper, every time he looks at you, something inside him softens. That's not confusion. That's recognition. He knows you're different. That this connection is different. And that's why he can't pretend. Not with you. Not anymore. Your vulnerability has been a permission slip for his own. Even if he hasn't said the words. Even if he never does. He feels it. And that feeling is changing everything. You are not just a love interest. You are a portal, to healing, to truth, to wholeness. He may not walk through it today, but the doorway is open. Because of you. What if the love you're waiting for has already chosen you? Not in a loud declaration, not in a grand gesture, but in the sacred, unseen language of spirit. In the way he keeps you in his orbit. In the way your memory interrupts his distractions. In the way your name lives in the back of his throat, even in silence. The angels say, some loves don't come to teach you how to hold on. They come to teach you how to trust. You've done enough. You've shown up with tenderness. You've waited with grace. You've loved without needing to be convinced in return. And now, it is time to rest in that knowing. He may never say the words the way you dreamed them. He may still wrestle with the ghosts of his past, with the versions of himself that aren't ready to rise. But that does not make this love any less real. It only makes it human. You were not sent to chase. You were sent to embody. To be the living, breathing reminder that love does not demand. It invites. And it waits, not in desperation, but in quiet trust that what is aligned returns. And if he does? Beautiful. And if he doesn't? You will still be whole. Because you are not the one being chosen, you are the one who has always been the choice. The angels place their hands over your heart now and whisper, let go. Not of him, but of the weight you carry to prove your worth. You have nothing to prove. Your love was never a mistake. Your light is not a burden. And your hope is not naive. It is sacred. And so, this is not the end. It is the surrender. The holy pause where faith speaks louder than fear, where you hand it all back to God, not because you've given up, but because you've given enough. Be still, and know that I am God. Psalm 46 verse 10. Let that be your release. Let that be your freedom. Let love, in its own divine time, find its way. And it will.